What no one told you about ancient Greece. Ancient Greece was not just a birthplace of democracy, philosophy, and the Olympics, but also a hub of innovation and invention. What if I told you that the ancient Greeks had invented some of the things we use every day without even knowing it? From the concept of zero to the alarm clock, here are some surprising facts about ancient Greek inventions that'll make you look at them in a whole new light. The wheel. The wheel is one of the most important inventions in human history. It revolutionized transportation and trade, and laid the foundation for many other innovations. But what most people do unknow is that the wheel was invented in ancient Greece around 500 BC by the Ionian Greeks. They have a variety of uses, including military applications as a weapon of war, and more peaceful pursuits like construction and salvage operations. But did you know that catapults were invented in ancient Greece? The earliest known catapults were built around 399 BC during the Peloponnesian War between Athens and Sparta. Cranes are essential pieces of equipment used in construction and manufacturing to lift and move heavy objects. It has a variety of uses, including irrigation and drainage, and it's particularly useful in situations where pumps or other mechanical devices cannot be used. But did you know that the water screw was invented in ancient Greece? If you liked it, please leave us a comment below and let us know what you want to see next. And don't forget to subscribe for more exciting videos. The Greek inventor Archimedes of Syracuse developed the water screw around 250 BC. It consisted of a spiral tube lowered into a well or other water source, allowing water to flow up the tube and be raised to a higher level. Archimedes used the water screw for irrigation, raising water from a river to water crops in his gardens. The invention was later adopted by the Romans, who used it to drain swamps and build aqueducts. The water screw remained in use for centuries, eventually falling out of favor only with the advent of more efficient pumping technologies in the Industrial Revolution. They consist of a boom, a set of pulleys, and a hook used to hoist and move materials. Cranes have been used for centuries for various purposes, including building construction, bridge building, and ship repair. But did you know that cranes were invented in ancient Greece? The ancient Greeks used cranes to build large structures such as the Temple of Artemis, one of the ancient world's 7 wonders. They also used cranes to move large stones and other building materials. The Greek historian Vitruvius described a type of crane that was used in ancient Greece around 100 BC. It consisted of a wooden frame with ropes and pulleys that were used to lift and move heavy objects. This invention allowed the ancient Greeks to construct massive buildings and other structures that would have been impossible to build without the aid of cranes. The Spartans used catapults to hurl stones and other projectiles into the city of Athens, causing widespread destruction and undermining the Athenian navy. The Greeks continued to develop and refine the catapult throughout the ancient period, with the Romans eventually adopting it as a standard military tool. From the wheel to the alarm clock, these inventions had a profound impact on ancient Greek society and on the course of human history. By understanding the contributions of the ancient Greeks, we can better appreciate the foundations of our modern world and the legacy of this ancient civilization. So next time you use something that seems ordinary, take a moment to consider its history and the brilliant minds that invented it. You might be surprised at what you discover. Catapults remained in use for centuries, falling out of favor only with the advent of gunpowder and other forms of weaponry in the Middle Ages. Around 450 BC, the Greeks built a temple of Olympian Zeus in Athens, which was the largest temple in the ancient world. It consists of a flat surface, usually made of stone or metal, with markings that indicate the hours of the day. It consists of a circular disc with markings that indicate the hours of the day, as well as pointers that can be used to track the movement of celestial bodies. The astrolabe was invented in ancient Greece around 200 BC by the astronomer Aristarchus of Samos. Aristarchus was one of the first astronomers to propose a heliocentric model of the solar system, which placed the sun rather than the earth at the center of the universe. He used the astrolabe to observe the stars and planets and to calculate their positions relative to the sun. The astrolabe remained in use for centuries, eventually being adopted by Muslim astronomers, who further developed the instrument. During the Islamic Golden Age, the astrolabe was used for navigation, astronomy, and astrology, and it played a key role in the development of world maps and other navigational tools. The sundial was invented in ancient Egypt around 3500 BC, but it was the Greeks who perfected it. The Greek astronomer Anaximander created the first world map and also developed a more accurate sun that could measure time in smaller intervals. He placed one arm of the sundial at each hour marking, allowing for more precise timekeeping. This innovation allowed people to keep track of time more accurately, which was essential for various activities such as trading and farming. The sundial remained in use for centuries until it was eventually replaced by more advanced timekeeping devices like the water clock and the mechanical clock. To build this massive structure, they needed a strong and durable material that could withstand the weight of the roof and the earthquakes that often shook Athens. That's why they invented concrete using a mixture of lime, sand, gravel, and water. This type of concrete was so strong that the temple stood for over 18 centuries until it was demolished by an earthquake in the Middle Ages. Other examples of Greek concrete structures include the Lighthouse of Alexandria, one of the ancient world's 7 wonders, and the aqueducts that supplied water to the city of Athens. Before that, people either walked or carried their stuff on their heads or shoulders. But did you know that the alarm clock was invented in ancient Greece? The Greek inventor Hero of Alexandria created a water-powered alarm clock in the 1st century AD. Water flowed from the first vessel to the second, causing a float to rise. When the float reached a certain level, it activated an alarm that made a loud noise, waking people up. While this alarm clock may seem simple by today's standards, it was a remarkable invention for its time and marked an important step in the development of timekeeping devices. But when the wheel was invented, everything changed. The ancient Greeks used wheels on carts and wagons to transport goods and people more efficiently and quickly than ever before. They also used wheels on their pottery wheels to make beautiful and functional ceramics. Concrete. Concrete is another invention that we use every day without realizing that the ancient Greeks were the ones who invented it. The alarm clock. Waking up on time is crucial for a productive day, but it can be challenging without the right tools. That's where the alarm clock comes in. The catapult. Catapults are large mechanical devices used to hurl objects over long distances. The sundial is an ancient device used to tell the time by measuring the position of the sun in the sky. The astrolabe is a handheld astronomical instrument used to determine the position of stars and planets in the sky. The water screw is a device used to raise water from a low to a higher level using a spiral pipe or duct. The Greeks weren't just warriors and philosophers. They were also innovators and inventors who laid the foundation for many of the things we use today. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new.